Hey guys, welcome to another GameXplain discussion. I'm your host, Andre Seegers, and this time we're joined by Derek Bittner and Ash Paulson from Game On to discuss the news that Mario Kart 8 will actually be getting DLC, but not quite in the form any of us expected. So let's get started. Alright guys, so this kind of blindsided us last night, where it was announced that in Japan, Mario Kart 8 will be getting exclusive DLC, and that is in the form of a Mercedes-Benz car, the new GLA. That Mario, you can see Mario driving it in the game. So this is kind of wild. What do you guys think about this?
It's weird, man. That's my first thought. I mean, you don't think of Nintendo with these kind of cross promotions, at least not within their own video games. Right. That's very new. The first thing I thought of when I heard about this was how Danica Patrick was a playable character in Super Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's kind of the closest thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only thing I can really compare it to. And she's not a bad character, not my favorite to use. And I guess I have a kind of a different opinion about this because I was like, okay, it's free. And it doesn't get in the way, so whatever. It leaves the way for actual DLC that I want, so I'm kind of for it in a way.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like someone somewhere has opened Pandora's box or something to see this kind of product placement in a Nintendo game. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to be that person who's like, oh, this is horrible and leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But seeing Mario drive this real life car kind of is weird. Then again, though, it is free DLC, so I can't complain too much. But it is just strange to see this kind of product placement in a Nintendo game, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you, Ash. I mean, I feel like there's no way I can say my feelings without it coming across as more negative than I am. But it's weird, because my gut reaction is this is good. DLC is coming to Mario Kart 8. Could it mean there's more? I like that. I even like the ad they put together for this, with the really creepy Mario driving the car and whatnot. I thought that was pretty funny, and how they had the whole old school connection. But then I look at this image of Mario driving this car in Mario Kart 8, and I'm like, I find it to be gross. Like, this is a gross interpretation of Mario. He should not be driving like real life objects. I feel like, I mean, I guess there is a little bit of precedent for this. Like, in the new Mario Golf World Tour game, I believe they use like a real brand of golf clubs. But I feel like this is a lot different, though. Because, Mario Golf is kind of realistic, quasi-realistic, and that was a very minor thing. But here, Mario Kart's always been super whimsical, super, its own thing. And then you have, Mario, driving his car, and then the picture they released, you even have Mario posing next to the car. And it gave me kind of like a flashback of the GameCube era, where Nintendo was just putting Mario in every game, even when it didn't make sense at all, like in third-party games. And this is kind of like even worse than that.
Well, it kind of reminds me of is back when they were promoting Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. They were promoting Cloud with, I think, Sony phones or some kind of phone. Some real life cell phone, right. And it kind of reminds me of that.
I repeat once again, I find it mostly harmless because I do have that experience with the Danica Patrick character, but I don't have to choose this car setup unless it's really damn good. That'd be the only thing, is if it's like a really good setup, then I really don't have to worry about it as far as using it.
True, but you'll see people online using it.
I think those would be the trolls. I believe.
Yeah. Well, at least it's not paid. I think the internet would be ablaze right now if this was paid DLC.
Well,
for product.
Well,
placement.
no one. I don't think anyone.
It'd be
would
like
buy
SimCity.
I don't think anyone would buy it though. But
that's true.
So that's why it's not. But speaking of paid, I mean, so one of my initial reactions was, damn, is Nintendo that strapped for cash that they have to, basically sell out Mario like this? Where they have to bring on. I'm sure money traded hands here. I'm sure Mercedes is paying Nintendo to get this car in this game. I don't know. The whole thing really just gets me at a gut level. Now, again, I think on the whole this may not mean anything. Again, it's Japan exclusive for one, as far as we know. But we don't know if it's coming to other regions yet, so it may not even affect us at all. Actually, well, no, it will affect us if people are using it online.
I was going to say that. It's actually devious. Like, even if they keep it Japan only, if Japanese players decide to play it online, we're still getting that advertisement. True. That is kind of evilly brilliant in a way.
It is. Yeah, I am really conflicted on this. Like, I kind of like Nintendo branching out and doing new things. I like, they even talked about this before, I think in their last investor meeting, how they were looking to do new things with their IP or work with IP holders. I don't like it in this form.
Sure.
This, I don't know. Just gut level reaction to me is it's just kind of gross. Like, are we like in Smash Brothers? Are we going to see everyone fighting in like Safeco Field? Is that going to be the next stage that comes? Like, or yeah, I don't know. I mean, as you said, Dash, it's kind of like Pandora's box. It could mean nothing. Maybe there won't be anything beyond this. But you know, if Nintendo's making money on this, and we're seeing they're exploring new revenue streams, such as by like claiming YouTube videos and now having their YouTube affiliate program. It's, I don't know, it just is a little bit concerning. Again, it may mean nothing, probably does, but it may not.
Well, I think one of the key things here is that the in-game stats for this car, it's going to be key that they're not too good. I mean, if this is going to be Japan exclusive and people are going to be playing this online, it'll really leave a bad taste in people's mouths if it's overpowered in any way. You know, if it's clearly the best car or cart, then that'll be a huge issue. I don't think Nintendo would allow that. But
that's a really good point, because it kind of perverts the entire system, because they do have this innate sense to make the cart good enough for people to actually want to use it.
Yeah.
If it's complete garbage, no one will play with it, and that defeats the entire point of the campaign almost. So I feel like the car has to be somewhat decent at a minimum.
I have a little bit of faith because, again, I point out, it's the only reference point I have, so I apologize for this. But again, in Racing Transformed, Danica Patrick was not the best character in the game, and they even had Wreck-It Ralph in there as an extra character. They weren't like the best characters in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I did not find myself gravitating towards them. I found other characters I enjoyed. So if they find that same sort of balance where it's just like, here's another option. Again, I really don't have a problem.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. So so we have no idea what the deals were behind the scenes, right? For any of these. And I could be way off base here. I almost thought that the whole stuff with Sega and Sonic Transformed was more for Sega's benefit than it was for either of those. Like, I could almost see Sega paying for the rights to have Wreck-It Ralph or Dana Patrick in there, as opposed to the other way around, or some kind of more mutual deal. Whereas here, it's almost guaranteed that Mercedes is the one that paid to have the car here. This is advertising. I don't know. Maybe I'm off base.
No, you have a point.
Yeah, so
you definitely have a point. There is that sense that this is probably the more likely scenario.
So if I'm right there, and that may not be, I think that would further encourage Nintendo to make this car worthwhile in the game.
Sure. I mean, I think that's a very real concern, and I mean, I imagine that Nintendo would need to make Mercedes-Benz happy by not making it a crappy car in the game.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, as long as it's not overpowered, this is fine. But yeah, you have to make sure that it's not, obviously better than any of the, in-game carts that are actually made for the game.
The thing is just so goofy looking. I'm just looking at it.
It's weird.
It's so weird. All right, but moving on from that for now, at least. What I do like about this is it means DLC is coming to Mario Kart 8. Now, granted, this could be the end of it. This could be all the DLC Mario Kart 8 gets. But I don't think it will. And in fact, the BitBlock just posted a video yesterday with amazing timing, just a few hours before this announcement, where he went over hints of things, of DLC he saw in the game. Such as posters, showing characters that aren't in the game. The posters suggest they'd be playable, like Birdo, and aren't. And also the fact that when you look at the Grand Prix screen, there's tons of space there for 4 additional icons. For other Grand Prix that they could add. And we've even talked about this a bit before. I feel like that will be an announcement at E3, that there will be more DLC, and I think this further supports that. It shows the game is capable of it. So, or they'll just release more kart parts, who knows.
If the car parts are DLC, they need to be free like this Mercedes-Benz one, because that's when you get into performance problems and the balancing issues, because what if these DLC parts are better than the ones that are actually available in the games? Then you have that balancing issue, the people who pay the money get the better parts and can do better online. If they do any car part DLC, it needs to be free. But that's, I don't care about that at all.
Right.
I want courses and I want characters. And, having the idea that they'll do something like they did with Mario Golf, where like one character and a Grand Prix as part of the DLC, and they release it in packs, please, I will take my money, please.
It makes way too much sense.
Absolutely. I mean, we're talking about Nintendo introducing new revenue streams. You can't get a better revenue stream than Mario Kart DLC.
It's true.
Every single person who owns a copy of the game who can afford it will buy every single track. There's just no way. They won't. I mean, it's Mario Kart. I mean, this is something that makes too much sense for Nintendo not to do.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement. Having the game for a month, I still love I still love most of those tracks, but I'm at the point where I'd like to see more. And I could see them like offering a new Grand Prix on a schedule like similar to what they're doing with Mario Golf. Where you can just dole it out often enough where it will keep people engaged with the game. And I think that would apply far more to Mario Kart than it does to Mario Golf. It would be silly for them not to do it, and I do think having this Mercedes-Benz DLC, for better or worse, does further support that DLC idea, which is great. I just really don't like this stupid car being in this game. Well, do you guys have any final thoughts at all on any of this, or anything we need to touch on?
No, not really. I mean, I think we said our piece. Well, I'm pretty much, as always, in wait-and-see mode. Innately, I don't think this is a problem as long as they balance it correctly. If they don't, this is a stupid idea. They screwed up. Yep. Damn you, Nintendo, for doing that. But for now, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and think that they did not imbalance the game with this sort of idea. Maybe it's just another replacement for one of his other carts. That's, it's just a visual replacement. Hopefully it's only that. But as far as DLC, please make it happen. I'm not quite, even if they could even go one step beyond and make it so that the new Grand Prix are new courses, that'd be even more amazing. But my gut tells me that if they do more Grand Prix, it's going to be sort of like what they did with Mario Golf, and it's just remakes of other past tracks.
Yeah, just more retro tracks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I do have one thing. I'll say that my wound from seeing Rosalina and Luma's Smash Brothers reveal trailer and thinking that it was introducing Kirby in Mario Kart is still open and raw, and that if they released Kirby character DLC for Mario Kart, I would buy it sight unseen no matter how much it costs.
That would be actually really cool. I think
amazing.
That would be a really good way of doing. I think Nintendo is afraid of going too Smash Brothers heavy with any other series. I don't think they want to bring in a whole bunch of Smash Brothers characters, but I think that would devalue. I think that would devalue Smash Brothers as a franchise. But I could see them doing it in the form of like having a guest star or two per each Mario Kart installment. I guess not terribly unlike what they've done with Mario Kart Arcade, where they had some Namco characters appear in it. Yeah, so I'm excited for DLC. Just I'm hoping there won't be any more brand crossovers. Just really don't like this. And that's where I got. I see everyone driving a Mercedes-Benz online. I'm done. I'm out. I will make it so I hopefully can make a game. I'll make a GameXplain community where you can only play as non-Mercedes-Benz cars.
Well, it'll just give you more inspiration to beat them.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Right. That's a good point. All right, I think that wraps up our discussion here. Let me just say, it's a good thing Nintendo announced that GameCube controller adapter today. Otherwise, I'd be all down on Nintendo today for this news. But that controller adapter kind of brought back a whole lot of goodwill. So, thanks guys for watching our discussion. If you liked it, make sure to like and follow us on Facebook and Twitter at GameXplain. You can find links to them in the description below. It's a good way to keep updated with everything we post. And of course, keep an eye on GameXplain.com for more on Mario Kart 8 and other things gaming too. In fact, lots more on Mario Kart 8. Tons more coming very soon. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.